It's a really beautiful early spring day and it's a perfect time to prune your roses. A lot of people get overexcited and prune their roses too early, but it's really important to wait until the really cold weather has gone. And so mid-February, early March, even into April is a perfect time to get pruning them. These roses here we planted last year, so they're not going to have a really hard prune this year. We don't want to take them too low, so just a third off to encourage the growth. And also it's important that you don't have crisscrosses going on. It's important to take any damaged leaves, anything with black spot off, because that will contaminate the new buds and the new leaves, the new growth coming through. Miles is back here, our expert gardener, and he's going to give us a few pointers on the perfect way to prune your roses.
As Charlie mentioned, these roses were planted about 12 months ago. They're doing very well, but we just want to make sure that we give them just a light prune to encourage them to grow this year and make sure we get a good structure for the years to come. Most important thing to start off with first is to remove any wood that is dead, damaged or diseased, the 3 Ds. There shouldn't be too much because obviously this is only a young plant, but if you can look down here, there's actually a little broken bit which we should take out, and there's a few sort of stubs from where it was pruned back previously, so we might just take that out. You have to be careful, particularly this one, because it's incredibly thorny. It's Gertrude Jekyll. Lovely garden designer, very thorny rose though. Now next we want to make sure that we don't have too many branches that are crossing, because obviously with the thorns on, as they rub together, they can actually damage each other, which can then result in infection with sort of viruses or disease into the plant. So right down in the middle here, there's this little one which I'm going to cut out because it's rubbing on everything else. Gently take that out, and then maybe that one as well. You almost want to create a sort of like an open goblet kind of shape, which allows more light into the centre of the plant, a better air circulation as well. And there's another little stub there to cut off. Dead bit round there, if I can get to it. Also make sure you've got very nice sharp secateurs as well. There's nothing worse than having a bad cut which can again affect the plant as it grows. And then we're going to now reduce it all in back by about a third or so, should be plenty. And you want to cut down to a bud, if I can find a easy one. So you can see the buds are coming out on the stem here, so all the way down these little red lumps, and ideally you want a bud that is facing outwards. You don't really want any growth going back into the plant, again to keep an open framework. So we'll prune down probably to, there's a bud just there, so just cut slightly above with a slight angle. Same on that one. Just all the way around. If you're not sure, don't cut too low. You can always go back and trim it afterwards, but you can't stick it back on. Might take that one out. Actually, that one's not got, it's quite thin and spindly, that one. I might actually take that one out right down at the base. And this bud there. And let's see what's on this side. So there's a dormant bud just there. So if we cut above that one, might take that one off there. Snip that. Might go a little bit lower. Something like that should be all it needs for its first year, and if necessary we'll see how it does. Next year it can always be taken back a little bit further if you want to, but we'll see how it goes from there.
The sun's just popped behind a cloud, so I've taken my hat off and I can see without crying. But these are all David Austin roses. They're his English roses, and they're a really brilliant company to deal with. I wanted to put these new rose beds in, so we've got steps going up here leading out from the drawing room. And I created these rose beds to be fairly symmetrical, although the other bed here is slightly smaller than this one. Anyway, I sent them measurements of my flower beds and said the types of roses that I would like, and that I would like them to be particularly fragrant. And they did a planting scheme for me. They emailed it through with their suggestions, and it was brilliant, really great service. So they were all bare root roses that I ordered this time a year ago, and Miles helped me plant them, and now we're doing the first prune, which is very exciting. They actually flowered so brilliantly last summer. We were quite surprised with how well they did. Considering they were only planted a year ago, they did amazingly well. They really bloomed. I had so many flowers. I did deadhead regularly, but there was an abundance of roses and colour from these two beds, so I was really thrilled with how well they did, considering how warm and dry it was. I did do a lot of watering. But I hope you've enjoyed our video today on how to prune your roses, and do like, subscribe, follow, and see more of what we get up to.